Okay, hello and welcome. It's been a day. I had a day off today. Just resting, you know, getting some extra sleep. Also just some time to, just do some things for myself. Still planning on upgrading my computer sometime. Organizing that. Anyway, we're going to continue with Rune Classic first. And hopefully it plays ball more than it was last time. Because last time we were having several crashes with it, mostly when I fell down a hole, and that was most unfortunate. I believe I fixed the problem. Here's hoping. If not, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. Record in my own time or something like that? I have to edit all the bits which I can together. Anyway, if you remember, and people on YouTube, they'll see, I'm actually ahead a little bit from where we were. It's just really down the caves a bit more. I think the area we left off was just over here. Actually, no, that's forward. So it was over there, I think. Or it was like down this chasm area. And I advanced up it a bit and landed on that platform. Quit through the cutscene there, which was crashing also. And now we're just continuing on. I have also tried this part a few times and I have kept dying. So our health is rather low. Okay, let's make a save. Actually, no, this isn't where we're supposed to go with it. That's like an overview. There's a hole over here, which we have to go through. So if I... Where do I go? Okay. No, that is not correct. Ow. Oh, there's this pool here we can use to heal ourselves? Possibly? I'm swimming! And this is a healing pool, but it's not healing. Ah, there we go. That's it. There's the hole in the platform down there. So if we drop onto here... Actually, let's just reload. Taking all that damage. And we just drop down to here. And go through here. Okay. There's some crabs here. I did try to get past this part a few times. Not seriously. But I didn't want to advance too much on my own. So, you know, we have to jump across this lava, which of course will kill us. Oh. And I kind of know what we have to do here, but I haven't been successful at doing it. I have to jump from here onto that platform over there, I assume. I don't know whether these gouts of steam do anything. I would assume they propel you or something, because I can't really make the jump without them. No. Unless I don't need to go up there. Do I land on it? Nope. Nope. At least it's not crashing here. I can just try this as many times as I want. There we go. Okay. Oh. Okay, let's hope it doesn't crash anymore. I might just... don't know. Do I want to try cutscenes? Or do I want to just quit through the cutscenes? Oh, this is where we were seeing them, if we remember. What's his name? Kondrak. In his mega demon form like we are was up there, and the skeletons were knocking through the wall here. A healing pool? Apparently not. Ooh, maybe that one. That one's more glowy. Yes. I think our berserk meter drops a lot slower in this form. If you've forgotten since last time, we jumped into a pool full of Loki's blood after Konrak did so, and we became a big demon fella. Ow, and I just got my head cut off. Okay, gotta get back into the combat. I do a little, like, circle strafe and slash them with the edge of my sword. There we go. And now you two. Come and get it. Unless I've got to jump up there. I suppose I've got to jump up there. They just went back to the spots. No cheesing them out down here. Okay, there we go. Oh. Come on, there we go. Okay, okay, I was very lucky I did get hit there. Let's go up and... Oh. Okay, good. Save again. I'm a bit sad. I mean, we haven't had too many problems with the game. There was a crashing in the first episode. But and then, after that, it was pretty much fine. It's just, I suppose it's partly just, you know... Maybe it's just partly getting closer to the end of the game. Ends up being more unstable. There was a consistent crash with me dropping down a pit while in this form, so... Or dropping down a pit at this part, so, yeah, I don't know whether that was something which would have been in the base game or not. A minecart. Right. Yeah, let's not go up there. I actually kind of want to have a look around to see whether we can find any more of those lesser rune stones, because, if I can get that, it would be quite useful, I think. But I can't see any around here. Come on, grab the vine. Again, I wish there was more of a leap off the vine, upwards, rather than just dropping. Oop. Hey! Splat! Konrak?
You see, Konrak has let my minions admirably. Stripped of its warriors, your village couldn't even put up a token resistance. I offer one last time. Join me, or be destroyed.
Welcome home, Ragnar. A pity you've come too late. Wotankeld has been reduced to rubble, and his people have been scattered to the winds. With the destruction of this last runestone, my master Loki can be freed at last, and the Fimbulwinter will begin.
We probably want to stop that. Well, actually, apparently there's a bad ending as well as a good ending, so, Maybe if we let it get destroyed or destroy it ourselves. Let's try that. Can I get up there? I can. Hey, how's it going? Huh, bonk. That seems bad. Well, you have failed. Loki will soon be freed, and Ragnarok will be upon us. Okay. You have failed. No. The Emperor. Okay. First card stands to reason he won't uphold. He's ended the deal. Whatever. Let's be the hero and save the world from Ragnarok. Hey, Konrak, where are you? I'm coming for you. There you are. There's two more of them on the other side. I might want to go get them, or so they don't run up there and... Yeah, I thought you were doing that. Ow! If I could have some more health, that would be great. Perhaps I missed runestones. Okay, there we go. There we go. Hey, Konrak, I don't have any more minions around. I need a healer. Ugh. Ow! Ooh. Ow! You're not joking around.
Now the 9 worlds belong to Loki.
Okay. Chop. He cut me out head off. Okay. I think his sword's got like greater reach than mine does. You just cool over there, buddy. I need health. Uh-oh. He's coming! Eee! No! Don't learn the art of, dodging! Eee! Eee! I'm hitting him. He's bleeding purple. Eee! There goes the shield. I jump on your head. Ah. Uh-oh. He's glowing purple.
Aid me.
There we go. Whew. Oh. Coup de grace. Splat!
You have done well, bravest of my warriors. Fear not for the people of your village. They are safe in the hands of my servant Bragi, far from Loki's wrath. But know that chaos is afoot in the land, and the Fimble winter approaches.
I thought we avoided all
Loki's
that.
schemes are without number,
Yeah.
and one day soon he will bring Ragnarok upon us all. The tribes of man must continue to prepare for the contest to come. But your place now is on battlefields far beyond Midgard.
Okay. You're not too upset by me being transformed into this kind of demon form? No? Good. Cool, cool.
You have been tested, warrior, and I have not found you lacking. When the runes tell of Ragnar Jarlsson, they will speak of the first living warrior welcomed into the halls of Asgard. Step into the portal, warrior, and join me at my side.
I think there is a little bit more to this game, because there is an expansion which came out of this. That might be what we're doing right now. We are still a big old demon, but, hey, no hard feelings. Boop. Also, it will be Jarlsson, not Jarlsson. Whatever.
Cross the Rainbow Bridge, warrior. A place is set for you at the banquet table of Valhalla.
Okay. Hey, we're back to normal. It's just... Okay. Psych. That's pretty nice, having you just continuing up to a bit to the end. Oh, okay. That's nice. I think I can see us just standing there on the edge of the bridge, just faintly in the distance there. So, that was Rune, at least the base game. I don't know whether... I'm a bit hesitant to talk much about the expansion, because I don't know whether it's actually, like, a bit extra after this, or whether it's, sort of interwoven into the base game. I'm not sure whether I'd have actually played any of that in the process of playing through this. Actually, I'll have to look into it. I think it's called Halls of Valhalla. Halls of Valhalla, or something like that, so it might be after this. Anyway, that aside, that was Rune. That was quite fun. I enjoyed that. The combat's pretty good. I'm glad that I played it finally. Yeah, I remember, as I've said before, when I played the demo all those years ago, I did enjoy it, but I never got around to actually purchasing the game. Item funds and all that. They had to choose your games wisely. The whole chopping off heads and all that mechanic and combat is very easy to control, which was very nice for a third-person action game like that, primarily focused on melee. The variety of different weapons is neat. The rune system was pretty nice. I think overall it's a nice game. They could expand on things a fair bit more, if not because of limitations for the technology at the time. You can see in areas where they could have made things even better. The combat system, as easy as it was to pick up and play with, if it had a system of if it had more moves, or more of a proper dueling system, I feel it would have been much better. As it was, you could block in the game, And that is just if you have a shield. However, quite a number of weapons later on don't actually allow you to use shields. So, as with the last fight with Konrak there, dueling ends up jumping in and out of combat and bouncing all over the place because you can't block an attack, as far as I know. You might be able to, like, hit it with your sword, but their sword has to actually hit your sword or something, I think. I feel like there was a degree of sword parrying in there, but there's no actual parry button. So, yeah. The rune system, it's a nice idea. You pick up the lesser runes and you power up the meter, and then during a battle you can use your rune power to get a buff on your weapons for a period of time. Some of them, they certainly helped a number of battles. Life Leech early on was very nice. It's interesting that it's tied to specific weapons. I didn't actually use all of the rune powers. So we didn't get to see all of them. I think the Roman sword was a flaming attack. What was there? The swords, there was the Viking sword, which is the first one you get, was the Life Leech. Or Vampiric, I think it was called. Then, the Roman sword was, can we do something here? It's just gone black. Is something happening, or? Oh! Okay, there we go. Right, okay. I'll just continue my thoughts then. What was I going to say? Yeah, the different weapons, like the Vikings, the Roman sword had flaming attacks attached to it. The broadsword, the first weapon we used two-handed, and you could actually also use with a shield, had the lightning effect on it, which was very nice. And just different effects on them. I can't remember all of them. But yeah, it was a bit difficult to use them because you had to pick up the rune power-ups, and it felt like, because it's limited, you don't want to use it all the time. You want to save it for, like, large fights or boss fights. And large fights are, there wasn't really any fights which were that so large that they were a massive problem. And the few ones that were, well, I used rune power during them, but, anything which was like 2 or 3 or even 4 guys wasn't too problematic, depending on which enemies it was. It's like the first half of the game, going through the caves and all that. The enemies, there's quite a few of them, but they're quite weak. The goblins, the skeletons, and the zombies. I mean, I understand building you up to things. But, as I said after getting out of the caverns, it was like you went through the underworld and you fought zombies and skeletons, and you could really just cleave through them and use Vampiric or Life Leech on them and just use no tactics. And then when you went into the fortress, things picked up and you actually had to start paying attention. And there wasn't a point where I felt like the game was easing you into that. It was just sort of, oh, now these enemies have shields and they're actually going to be tough and they're going to deal significant damage to you. Yeah, just a better dueling system would have been nice to have. Like combos, you know, like you do 3 swings to the left and you pull off a move which does something. Or, you know, something like that, which you can just rely on, like, okay, this guy is equipped with a two-handed sword. Means I want to do this move which makes me dart in and out of range of his weapon quickly, or something like that. You can also throw your weapons, which was something I did occasionally, but I think the weapon does as much damage. I think it was told me that the weapon does as much damage as it does in melee on when you throw it at an enemy. But the problem is, you throw it at an enemy, it bounces off somewhere, and you have to go find it again. And some maps, if you're on platforms and like, you don't want to throw your weapon because you'll lose it. Not that there was a shortage of weapons to pick up, but it just made it a hassle, because it's like, if you're using a weapon and you like that weapon, and then you throw it, well, you lose it. Later on, my tactics, as we saw, ended up being sort of performing a small circle so that I darted just within range of my my sword's maximum length, slashing them with the swipe to the side, and then darting out again before they can hit me. Just doing this, I was moving my fingers, you know, like WDSA in a small circle, so that I was just getting close enough to be able to hit them just quickly enough so that I could get out of range and not take an attack back. As I was saying, I just kind of wish that combat was a bit more functional than that. Maybe like what was in Jedi Academy. That had good for the lightsaber combat. You had different attacks and you could pull off different moves and special attacks if you did different button combinations. Maybe not so much, but I mean, just a little bit more perhaps there. Maybe also it would be nicer to have like an inventory. Having health potions would have been nice. Would have removed the need to have so many lizards and health pickups all over the place. Perhaps Berserk could have healed you, and then you could have had more enemies. Of course, thinking of limitations at the time, you can't have too many enemies on screen because it would have gotten overwhelmed. This game did come out in 2001, but no. Yeah. It's interesting also playing through it. I mean, there was always the head chopping off, but picking up like arms and bits. Like they introduced right at the beginning, the spiky creatures, which are sort of like anemones, which live in those shells, and you have to cut them off to be able to defeat them. Though I think you can just power them down, but they would always pull your weapon out of your hands and throw it away. And there was the zombies, which you had to cut the heads off to kill quickly. You can just, again, power them down by tearing through their health, just knocking them over constantly. Eventually they die. But I feel like that could have been used a bit more. I'm surprised some of the larger enemies didn't require that, like the Yetis or Wendigos or whatever I was calling them. The big snow creatures. I'm surprised they didn't have something like you would attack them, you cut off their arm, they go into an enraged state, and you had to deal with their other arm. It's like the giant crabs. You had to hit the giant crabs when they're reared up, then they fell over onto their back, and you cut their pincers off. I'm surprised there wasn't more of that. I suppose because it doesn't make sense that basic human soldiers would like require their arms to be cut off or something to be dealt with, because the wounds you'd be dealing with them anyway would be enough to put anyone out of commission. Maybe they could have expanded a bit more on that, because, I mean, you are dealing with someone who's sided with Loki. They could be supercharged Viking warriors. I suppose they were leaving that until Conrack and the player character. It had skeletons at the end, but they were for the most part pretty much the same as the normal Viking warriors, except they had bigger weapons and greater reach and more health. Also, they were larger. Anyway, that was Rune. That's about all my thoughts. That was fun. I'm glad I've played through it. I do recommend the game. It's not, super fantastic, but it was enjoyable. Yes, also, another thought which I've made apparent in my playthroughs of it, during my playthrough of this. It would have been nice if there was more music. Also more sound. It feels like a lot of the time there was no background music, and it seems like during battle you would want music to get the player into the mood of it, but often music was just sort of relegated to cutscenes or, music, here's a place for you to look upon, and it was only shortly lived, and then it stopped once you'd had the fly through of a new area. And sound effects. I know the player character is silent. Or, he does the silent protagonist. I feel like they could have picked that up by, I don't know, having the enemies taunt you more. They did, the Vikings taunted you when they charged into combat, but there wasn't that many voice lines. I don't know. Maybe but it's a completely silent. I feel like maybe they could have done something with the player character. You had a taunt button. I suppose that's more of something which you'd use in multiplayer. But you know, just something like a "come get some" or something like that would help. Or you know, some commenting like he chops off an enemy's head and haha. I don't know. Yeah, but that's about it. Thank you very much for joining me for this playthrough, and I hope you'll join me again for the next one. Actually, again, I gotta keep interrupting myself here. Let me just quit out of this, and I'm gonna have a look at something because I don't know about the expansion. So let's see. Halls of Valhalla. Let's see. The Rune multiplayer component was expanded with the 2001 release. Standalone expansion pack Rune Halls of Valhalla. Halls of Valhalla adds 2 new modes: Headball, the variant of Capture the Flag. Arena is dual-centric deathmatch mode. Okay. Oh! Is the Halls of Valhalla basically a, it's really just a, multiplayer expansion. That's interesting. Standalone expansion pack, actually, as it said. I think I read that, but I didn't realize it. So, if you had Rune, you could play it and possibly get the expansion for the multiplayer. But if you just wanted to play the multiplayer, you could just get the expansion pack. Okay. Okay, well, I thought it was a few more extra levels or something like that. That's fine. Well, no. I'm a little disappointed at that. I thought maybe there'd be a bit more on the game. It would have been interesting to see how they could have expanded upon things. Was that? But yeah. Right, well, that's about the end of my thoughts of it. As I said, I'm glad to have played it, and it was pretty fun. Just things which here and there, as I've been saying, have maybe been improved upon. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you join me for the next one.